Hey, this is Jim Wright with the Longhorn Historical Society, and recently I attended the annual Boswick Cotton Gin Festival. Boswick is a small farming community near Madison, Georgia, and is about an hour east of Atlanta. The Cotton Gin Festival, which is held annually the first Saturday in November, has one of the few operational gins in Georgia, and during this festival is the only time of the year the public can tour it. In a previous episode, I focused on the history of the cotton gin and Georgia and how it impacted westward expansion. Today, for Georgia on Location, we're going to learn about all things cotton, from its history to different types and how it is cleaned. So grab a seat and let's go back to Boswick and learn more about this fabric of our lives. My story with Boswick and cotton begins on a cool Thanksgiving day in 2010. I was traveling to Madison, Georgia from Duluth, and I had passed through Boswick. I noticed the cotton gin on the left-hand side of the road and was mesmerized. I grew up in southwestern Pennsylvania and have never seen cotton before in the fields. I got out of the car, walked over to the cotton gin building, and picked some cotton that was in a rail car. I became instantly fascinated with this plant. The next year I returned to Boswick for my first ever Cotton Gin Festival. I was picking cotton next to the gin house when a man approached me from the Morgan County Citizen, which was the local newspaper, and asked me why I was doing what I was doing. I told him that I was a Georgia Studies teacher and I taught about the historical impact of the cotton gin. I bring cotton back to my students so that they can see how tedious this process is and how impactful the cotton gin was that made this process so much easier. He would publish the article with a picture of me and a little blurb about what I was doing. I've been coming back year after year to resupply my cotton reserves and then enjoy the splendor of this small little community. The growing of cotton dates back thousands of years and from many parts of the world. Scientists have found cotton bolls in a Mexican cave that are 7,000 years old. Cotton was woven into cloth in Pakistan and Egypt about 5,000 years ago. Arab merchants brought cotton cloth to Europe about 800 AD or CE. Cotton is a versatile crop that is used in clothing, tents, money, and personal care products. Cotton has been used as a fabric, a thread, for thousands of years. Up until 1793, you were using it on small scale operations. And the reason why you're using it on small scale operations is because it's extremely difficult to pick the seeds out of the cotton. In a moment, I'm going to demonstrate that. All that changed in 1793 when Eli Whitney invented a cotton gin, which was a machine that made it easier to pick the seeds out, clean the seeds out of the cotton fibers. In order to turn cotton fibers into thread that will one day become clothing, we must first clean the cotton fibers by removing the seeds. I have 3 different colors of upland cotton at the table. The white cotton that you see is called upland cotton, and most of the cotton produced in the world is this type. The other 2 colors are hybrids that would have been used prior to the Civil War and are ornamental. The brown is called Nanking or Mississippi brown cotton, and the greenish is called Erling green. There are 3 other types of cotton used to create fabric. Sea Island cotton, which has long, silkier fibers. Tree cotton, which is native to India and Pakistan, and Levant cotton, which is native to southern Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. I'm going to go ahead and remove the seeds from each of these types. I'm going to start with the upland cotton first. As I bring it up to the camera, you have the white fibers here, and I'm going to try to push one of the seeds. So in the fibers you have these hard seeds, okay, and there's one right there, and in order to get it out you have to pull the fibers away from it. Okay, so I got one seed right there.
it would take me 8 hours to clean 1 pound of cotton. And let me tell you, this is definitely not a pound of cotton right here. So we're talking a lot of cotton would have to be cleaned in order to get to 1 pound. Okay, so I'm going to do the similar thing with the other two types. Show the fibers and then show the seeds. Humans have tried to improve this process of cleaning cotton with different types of mechanical advantages and tools. I've been using a piece of wire mesh that I got here, okay, as my barrier to separate the seeds from the lint fiber. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my wire mesh down. And I'm going to use a dog brush. And the dog brush is going to pull the fibers, but the mesh is going to keep the seeds behind. So let's see how well this works. As you can see, I have separated the seeds from the lint fibers. I did a pretty good job. There's one seed still right here, but this is using a mechanical advantage to speed up the process of cleaning the seeds. Eli Whitney based his idea of a cotton gin was this simple process that I have illustrated here. He also based it off the idea of a churka design, which was in India, and I'm going to show you a brief clip of the churka design. But the concept is still the same. You have a barrier that prevents the seeds from being passed, but allows the fibers to be passed, thus separating the seeds from the fiber.
And then we come around to here. And we simply wind it through and you'll see the seeds begin to separate. And it's no more difficult than that. Doesn't take very much effort at all to...
The gin, the cotton falls through the hopper and hits a grid where it comes into the path of revolving teeth. The teeth grab the fibers and pull them through the narrow openings of the grid. The seeds are larger than the openings. They can't pass through. They fall to the floor. The fibers are swept off the revolving saw teeth and out of the gin.
The Boswick Cotton Gin has been in operation for over 5 decades, ginning locally grown cotton and helping the economy of Morgan County. Let's take a tour of the gin and see how it operates. The cotton is harvested by using gigantic machines that once took the labor of many men to complete, and it is put into giant bricks called cotton modules. From there, they are loaded onto a truck and transported from the field to the local gin and unloaded onto rollers. These huge modules are fed into the gin building and put into a hopper at the top of the gin. It falls through the gin and is cleaned, separating the seeds from the cotton. The seeds exit out of the bottom of the gin, and the now separated cotton travels through the cotton gin factory through different types of machines that I don't know what they do. And at the end is compressed into bales of cotton that will be transported to make fabric. The seeds are stored in a neighboring seed house building. So if you're in the area on the first weekend in November, come check out the Boswick Cotton Gin Festival. There's so much to do here. Come on by and tour the gin and see it in operation. See the surrounding buildings like the Seed House and the Oil House, the Susie Agnes Hotel, the Boswick Farmhouse behind the gin where movies have been filmed, fun activities for the kids and adults, lots of crafts to buy, and overall just an awesome time to spend a fall day in the South. This is Jim Wright with Georgia on Location. Hope you've enjoyed my little story about cotton in Bostwick. Have a great day.